Hey guys, it's RJG Gaming here, and today we're going to be covering the entire history of Michael Afton. Let's get right into it. Michael Afton, also known as Mike Smith and Eggs Benedict, is the main protagonist of the Five Nights at Freddy's game series. He is the older son of William Afton and the older brother of Elizabeth and Chris Afton. It is often believed that Mike is the older brother, though many fans still believe he could be the crying child. Which he isn't, that's Chris Afton. The Bite of 83. During the months, Michael Afton would bully Chris Afton with a foxy mask. He was just doing this to get a little bit of excitement, because he was bored. He was just being an average neighborhood bully. On the day of Chris Afton's birthday, Michael did something diabolical. Michael Afton would actually use his pocket money to buy all the masks for his friends. When Chris Afton was minding his own business, just cuddling his Golden Freddy plush, he was approached by Michael Afton and his bullies. Michael Afton and his friends, the bullies, grabbed Chris and took him all the way to FREDDY. But the thing is, Chris was afraid of animatronics. He didn't like them because his father worked on him. He pleaded to his brother to let him go. He didn't deserve any of this. It was his birthday. It was supposed to be the greatest time of his life. But the greatest time of his life would be turned into tragedy. But Michael would have none of it and shoved Chris into the FREDDY mouth. The jaw instantly snapped on the head of Chris Afton. Michael, absolutely shocked at what just happened, absolutely regretted what he did. When William Afton found out what actually happened to his son, got mad at his older son and started to do even more than he normally did. This is where Michael Afton grew more hatred for William. Chris Afton would fall into a coma and sadly never make it out. But Michael Afton swore that he would do anything to make his brother happy again. Five Nights at Freddy's 1. Michael gets a job as a night guard in this location under the name Mike Smith, apparently trying to get free pizza? The animatronics believing that Michael is William due to the fact that William is his biological father, mistaking Michael for William and try to kill him. Michael then sits in the office, surviving with nothing but cameras, lights, and doors for 5 nights until he gets fired after being caught tampering with the animatronics, most likely because he was trying to set the souls free. The events of FNAF 3. Michael Afton saw a newspaper clipping on a new job, FAZBEAR fries. This was actually built on the original Pizzaplex. Michael Afton sent in his resume and easily got employed due to his experience in FNAF 1. On night 1, he saw his father for the first time in ages. But this time, something was different. He was in a Springlock Bonnie suit, the oldest suit in all of the FNAF lore. Michael Afton, surrounded by anger, tried to defend off his angry father. His father started to throw slurs at him, but Michael Afton wasn't listening. He was just tired of his father's BS. But it was finally time. The Mariette planned for this. Charlotte, that was possessing the Mariette, planned this. Michael Afton was given instructions to burn down FAZBEAR Frights after the first week it opened. On night 5 of Michael Afton's shift at FAZBEAR Frights, he burnt down the place, burning down Springtrap in the process. Michael Afton managed to escape, but smiled as his father burned in the flames. But as he didn't know, he survived. Five Nights at Freddy's sister location. Michael Afton becomes a technician of Circus Baby's entertainment and rentals, and by extension, Circus Baby's Pizza World. In sister location, Michael was instructed by his father to go to the underground facility and find his sister. This implies that William Afton is aware of the souls of the children staying behind and knows that his daughter's soul is within Circus Baby. Michael trusts his father one last time and goes to save his sister. On night 1, Michael arrives at Circus Baby's and the head unit welcomes him, showing him how to check the animatronic stages. And if they are not in their proper places, he must shock them to put them back on their stage. Michael successfully shocks Ballora and Funtime Foxy, but fails to shock Baby. On night 2, Michael checks Ballora and Foxy, but when he checks Baby, the controlled shocks do not work, requiring the head unit to shut down the system. Baby begins to speak to him and tells him to hide beneath the desk. After surviving the baby buds, Michael crawls through the Ballora gallery, avoiding her sister by listening to her music. He then reaches the breaker room, where he resets all the systems while playing the audio to keep Funtime Freddy from attacking him. Michael then leaves Circus Babies. On night 3, Michael returns, checking Ballora and Funtime Foxy. He runs through Funtime Auditorium while avoiding Funtime Foxy. Michael reaches the Parts and Services room, where he performs a repair on Freddy and catches Bonbon in order to get to Freddy's second power module. When he returns through Funtime Auditorium, Foxy attacks him, knocking him out. On night 4, Michael wakes up in a spring-locked suit. Baby begins talking to him, explaining she kidnapped him. Then 2 technicians enter the building and send Ballora to the scooping room, where Michael is. He then gets to witness Ballora getting scooped. He then has to survive an attack of mini-rings. Sorry if I botched the name, there's no other way I can say that. On night 5, Michael checks the stages, only to see 2 bodies of the technicians. He then returns to Funtime Auditorium and enters the Parts and Services to see a lifeless circus baby. She explains that she is pretending and something bad happened that day. He then enters a random number sequence into the keyboard that flips out of baby's central faceplate. After entering the passcode, Michael gets a chip from her upper arm plate, so she can communicate with him after she's being scooped. Michael sends the baby to the scooping room. She then instructs him to go back to the Funtime Auditorium and follows her instructions. Once Michael completes baby's instructions, he is sent to the scooping room. Baby reveals that her helping him was actually part of the plot, so she could use him as the host for Ennard. Michael AFTON'S transformation. Ennard puts himself into Michael's body, replacing his organs. In the first minigame, Michael looks like a normal man, wearing a purple suit and blue pants. The people around him wave cheerfully. In the second minigame, everything is the same, just with him having a minor skin color change, from tan to pink. The people around him continue to wave cheerfully though. In the third minigame, Michael's skin seems to become more of a green color. The first person he walks past has a bewildered expression on his face. The rest are normal, just waving cheerfully. In the fourth minigame, Michael's skin becomes a darker greenish brown. His eyes are also now completely black. The last 3 people he walks by looked confused. In the fifth minigame, he looks more different than he did in the past minigames. With a strange glowing in one eye, everyone around him seems very concerned. In the sixth minigame, his skin has turned a dull purple, now having a white glow in both of his eyes. He also acts to be more sinister. In the sixth minigame, his skin has turned a dull purple, now having a white glow in both of his eyes. He also acts to be more sterile and less cheerful than he was before. There are fewer people around him, and one of them is hiding behind their house in fear. Eventually his body has a spasm, and he regurgitates the robotic parts belonging to Ennard into the sewer.
You won't die. 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 You won't die.
And Michael gets back up while all the Ennard's eyes show up in the sewer. Finally freeing Elizabeth, Michael's only remaining goal is to find William, although it's unknown what that means.
Father, it's me, Michael. I did it. I found it. It was right where you said it would be. They were all there. They didn't recognize me at first, but then they thought I was you. And I found her. I put her back together, just like you asked me to. She's free now. But something is wrong with me. I should be dead. but I'm not. I've been living in shadows. There is only one thing left for me to do now. I'm going to come find you. I'm going to come find you.
Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator. Sometime after Sister Location, Michael took the job manager of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place in order to possibly achieve his final goal of finding and ending his father. After buying a Fazbear franchise package, he was left with $100 as a starter budget and was aided by a tutorial unit. As well as working on the pizzeria itself, he became acquainted with his manager office. He was told to prepare for a big party on Saturday, which would act as his ultimate test. Michael was also tasked under paragraph 4 in his contract with salvaging vintage animatronics which had appeared in the back alley, supposedly for parts. Over the next few days, he salvaged his father, now in the form of Springtrap, his sister Scrap Baby, and the mysterious Lefty who had the puppet within him. On the final night, Mike's boss, Henry Emily, revealed that the pizzeria was a trap for all the remaining animatronics, with Mike having kept them distracted by luring them around the labyrinth in the vents and circles. Henry praised Michael as his brave volunteer, telling him that there was a way planned out for him, but he knew that Michael did not want it. Henry then burnt the pizzeria to free the souls and kill everyone, including Michael himself. And that was all, everyone. Thank you for watching the entire history of Michael Afton. If you actually want more, and you want me to do maybe Charlotte Emily, or Elizabeth Afton, or William Afton himself, or Chris Afton, just like this video. If you get this to, I don't know, maybe 10 likes, come on, you can do that. Then I'll upload the next video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Raspberry Jammer, and see you later, my jammers. Bye-bye.